We know many people are scared of spiders, maybe the dark, but what about a fear of happiness?
Yeah, while it might not be recognized as a mental illness, it can get in the way of living your life.
We invited psychologist Dr. Stewart to join us to help answer some of our questions about this lesser known phobia. And I'm going to admit, full disclosure here, this is in fact me.
Okay.
So let's talk about what the symptoms are of being scared of being happy.
Right, and I think we have to be really careful when we talk about this, right? Because one of the first things I thought about when thinking about this, usually I ask myself, like, what would it be like to live like this?
Yeah.
And what an isolating experience, right? So what people say is they'll find themselves, getting an invitation to a birthday party. Sounds great. No. I don't know if I can handle that.
Yeah.
So it's literally a fear of going into situations where that feeling of joy will come up.
Yeah.
And so it turns into a lot of avoidance of a lot of things that
Could
a lot of
bring
us
that.
enjoy. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So then you're eventually just avoiding joy.
Just living life, period. Now,
Yes, exactly,
So
Mikey.
why does this happen? Is this coming from childhood? Like maybe some mental conditions that you already have going on?
Absolutely. So this is something that we're just starting to really look at, which I think is also really important. It seems like this is something where literature and research is starting to catch up with the clinical experience. And I think there's really probably two ways that this happens. One is coming from childhood. And what might happen is if you have a bit of a rough childhood, something good happens, then something bad happens, right? Something good happens, something bad happens. So you're pairing these things together. Another way it could show up is if you already have depression and you kind of forget that feeling of happiness. This can be kind of in I like to call it like the constellation of symptoms.
Yeah.
Because then it sounds a little counterintuitive, but depression, that sadness that comes with it, can be the familiar feeling. And happiness then is unfamiliar and can bring anxiety with it.
Right. So, for me, what is so fascinating is like, we had a lot of great stuff happen this year, really positive stuff. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, well, what's the bad thing that's going to happen next to kind of like let this all start crumbling down?
Right. And I do think, are there people out there who don't experience this? Absolutely. I happen to know a couple. However, I think they amaze me. Just a couple. One of my friends, one of my aunts. I try to learn from them. I'm not there yet. But truly, I think most of us have said something like, I don't want to jinx it.
Right,
So there
right,
is,
yeah.
it seems like there's this cultural belief that if we go too far, I like to think about the root of this, chero, C-H-E-R-O, to rejoice, phobia, the fear. The fear of rejoicing. If I am to rejoice in this, something bad is bound to happen.
Yeah, I had the same experience as Heather. In 1 year, you know this.
Yeah.
I was engaged, married, had a baby. This is all
Bought
in
a
the
house.
big
Bought a
year.
house. Yeah.
And I was just like, there was a thought that creeped in. I'm like, something is about to go wrong. But then immediately I was like, no. Like, let me live in this moment and enjoy it, because life is tough. Things do happen, but so I'm going to enjoy the good moments.
But that's the thing, and that's what a lot of people can't do. We get stuck in the fear, and then that's where all this avoidance comes from.
That's so fascinating. So how can you put an end to this? I mean, obviously therapy.
Lots of therapy.
Call somebody. Please call somebody. But how, if you're starting to notice this, because I do think, like, as you said, like, I don't want to jinx it.
Right.
There is this belief that there's like balance in the world or something.
Yes,
that
kind of a
things are-
karmic thing.
Right. So how do you put an end to this thought behavior?
So even though this is not in the DSM, like Mikey said, we can treat it like any other phobia. So a way to do it is to work through a fear hierarchy of joyful things.
Oh.
So just start with something small, like, I don't know, if going to a restaurant makes you happy, just go. Maybe the first time you just drive there and sit in your car.
Yeah.
Then you go in. Then you get a drink. Then it could be just imagining things. Also, cognitive behavioral therapy, where we look at our thoughts, feelings, and actions and how they line up, will help people start to kind of untie these things that got tied together. Like, well, this happened, then that happened, so they must be related. A therapist will help you say, no, hold on a second. does this actually make sense?
Right.
Are we putting these two things together in a way that doesn't really
make
have to
sense.
be?
One doesn't equal the other.
Exactly.
Right.
And I also noticed, like, you have to separate yourself from people who are just like negative.
Right.
Yeah.
It's friends, family, because they'll bring you down
And even
in
just
your
looking
happiest
at
moments.
things, right?
Yeah.
Like, I would love to know, and I think someday we probably will, how much does social media contribute to this?
Yeah.
Because someone posts something happy, and then you hear, oh, look at her boasting. I had a patient the other day say,
Right.
well, I don't think I could ever put that on social media because it'll look boastful. And I'm
Yes.
like, really? You
Yeah.
don't want to share your joy?
Yeah.
You know, that's another component of all of this too, is like remaining humble, and and so you don't want to be
just
like
talked about this, bragging.
yes,
Yeah,
and
it can be a good
bragging
thing.
and all of that, and how it can feel that way or give the appearance of that to other people. So, really interesting.
I know it was.
Feel
Stay
like
happy.
I feel like I got a little therapy session myself today.
Yes, you did. I did too. Well, if you're interested in booking a session with Dr. Katie, we will have more information on our website, kdka.com/talkpittsburgh.